Severe weather here for a second. The SPC is talking about issuing a tornado watch for probably what I think is more than likely going to be a tornado watch for west central and southern Florida, basically areas that were hit yesterday by severe weather. 8% chance of that happening, and it's at, are you kidding me? Fort Myers and Sarasota, that's the bullseye for like tornadic supercells. Lee County has had 2 tornadoes within the last week. One last Saturday night, which was an EF2, and one yesterday afternoon, which was rated an EF1 that hit southwest of Fort Myers. Basically, the summary is organized severe potential, including the risk of supercells capable of producing a strong tornado or two, appears likely to increase across the Florida Sun Coast during the 0709Z time frame. Give me a sec. Yeah, I'm using a mouse to do this. Basically, I think that's going to be later this evening, and the flight risk has gone. Okay, it's like, so it'll be like 2 a.m. when that really starts getting going, by the way it's looking right now. 2 to maybe 5 a.m., 2 to maybe 4 a.m. Yeah, sorry that just fell. Yeah, but a watch is for at least the area probably will be issued by 6Z, which is around 1 a.m., maybe quicker than that. Much of the remainder of the central and southern Florida peninsula may also be included at that time, with an evolving line of storms to rapidly spread inland across the region through daybreak, accompanied by severe wind gusts and tornadoes. The discussion is lower to mid-tropospheric warm advection appears to be supporting the ongoing convective development across offshore shelf waters into Florida. Okay, let me pause for a second. I want to show y'all something. Okay, look. I want to draw your attention to this. Look at all this lightning over the central Gulf right now. There's got to be at least some high winds. Maybe some water spouts with it too. I know there's a pressure gap on a buoy west of Fort Myers right now. It's like 78 degrees, but the pressure's dropped. So the low is deepening over the Gulf, so that's never good. I'll be keeping the track on that. Okay, it says lower to mid-tropospheric warm advection appears to be supporting ongoing convective development across the offshore shelf waters into the Florida Gulf coastal areas between Fort Myers and Tampa, basically between Lee County and Hillsborough County. In the presence of weak mid-level lapse rates have rooted above a residual cool stable boundary layer on now. Activity is not particularly vigorous at the present time. Basically, as of this moment, it's not that bad, but later tonight, maybe 1, 2 a.m., hell's about to break me loose down there. And southerly low-level wind fields remain weak as well. However, based on the latest model output, including the rapid refresh and high-resolution rapid refresh, suitable strengthening of southern low-level flow appears likely within the next few hours, with the approach of a vigorous upstream shortwave trough and the associated surface cyclone. Now, over the central Gulf of Mexico, with 800 millibar winds are forecast to increase to 50 to 70 knots across the coastal areas between the basically 1 a.m. and maybe 4 a.m. maybe. Let me make sure I'm saying the right thing here. Yeah, from 1 a.m. to maybe 4 or 5 a.m. Oh, God. Heck of a time to refresh that. Okay. Between the 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. time zone. Wait, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. time zone. In addition to the contributing substantial strengthening of the low-level shear, this is likely will be accompanied by the northern advection of more substantive boundary layer moisture now present across the Florida Straits and the southeastern Gulf of Mexico. Associated destabilization will likely become more conducive for organized severe storm development, which may materialize initially into discrete supercells across the confluence axis associated around the 800 millibar jet. This could impact coastal areas around Fort Myers, northward to Sarasota, and perhaps Tampa Bay as early as maybe 3-4 a.m. with a risk of tornadoes, one of two, which could be strong. Oh no. That's probably going to be a tornado watch with, moderate risk for tornadoes and a moderate risk for strong tornadoes. That's what I'm thinking is going to come out in the next hour or two. But Hillsborough County, southward down to Lee County through Sarasota County, be on the alert for strong, damaging tornadoes. Lee County, you have had your fair share of tornadoes within the last week. Y'all know the drill all too well. I'll keep you posted as the event unfolds. As of right now, these storms are still in the Gulf, probably producing water spouts and high winds. And the buoys are probably reporting that, and some of them are probably confirming that as we speak, but I'll keep you posted on this as the event unfolds, and I could probably stay here till a little bit later tonight since Monday's a holiday. I can probably sleep in a little later tomorrow when the event really gets going.